Well, good day, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in or checking out this video. I do appreciate all the support and views I get. Today we are making what I consider a medium size for me, which is a 7-inch round or diameter. I don't know, measure across the top, I can't remember which one it is. This one is made with blue see-through resin and pine cones. The wood is cherry, but it sure doesn't cut like cherry. This one fought me a lot. Here I'm just starting to get it round. I like to get the side of it or the top of it more rounded before I start working on the bottom. But I don't know if my gouges weren't sharp today or what, or maybe it was just that far out of balance. But this one really fought me a lot. Even watching this video, I'm like, man, that took me a long time to get rounded out and shaved. Just having a little fun. When I do these voiceovers, I don't really have a script or anything. I just kind of sit down and watch the video. Try and talk the whole time. I'm not much with one for words, so sitting here talking to y'all, it takes a little bit for me. This video right now, I've probably started and stopped at least a dozen times to get this voiceover done. If all the voices in my head would stop talking, maybe I'd say more. I'm just kidding. This truly is. This is what I see most of the time. I've usually got so much stuff hanging off my head that I just can't see anything. So the problem with filming this is, where do you put the camera that's out of your way, that shows what you're doing, and doesn't just get blasted with resin bits and everything. Most of the time when I get done, my phone that I use for a camera is just covered in dust. It's yelling at me to clean the screen. I don't film this way very often, but I kind of like it. I just need to get a little more over. Like I said, always trying to get that camera angle out of my way and so I can show. Now, when I started this channel, I never planned on teaching anyone. I'm just showing off what I can make, and if somebody learns something from me along the way, that's great. I'll end up giving you all my secrets, everything I know about resin, doing this throughout all these videos, but I'm not planning on doing a teaching channel. Quite the opposite, actually. My plan is just to start showing. I want to start doing bigger projects. That way I can bring people into the shop, and as far as recording goes, and show them what I'm doing. That is my design for this channel. We're just going to have to bear with a lot of bowl making before we get there. It kind of looks like I'm starting to get it to shape finally. But I'll probably still do this for another minute or two. I'm thinking I should go get some black gloves so that my hands aren't quite so bright. Now when I do the bottoms, I've got that I don't know what it's called, the compass, set to the size that I like for the chuck jaws that I use. That's one thing that really sped me up, is I've got those set. I've got a few of them set for different things. Different size jaws I have, or the insert that I cut out, I have it all set up so I'm not measuring it out every time. I can just grab that tool, mark it, and move on. It really helped me out. Gotta love playing with fire. That little brand is so nice. Leaves a nice clean mark on it if I do it right. And like I was saying, I'm not here to teach people. If they want to learn how I do what I do the way I do it, then that's great. I'll gladly share information. But if you're looking for a channel that's going to teach you everything, then I might not be the right one for you. Here I'm opening up a wider hole so that way I can go a little deeper in this bowl. And I can do it with the one I have on there, but the debris, the cuttings, don't have anywhere to go, so it heats up the blade a lot more. So that's why I do that, so the shavings can kind of get out. And I've actually had bits get stuck inside of bowls because it was so compact. For me, I've found the carbides, when you're working with resin and wood and those pine cones, those carbides are just the way to go. They just remove so much more material so much faster. Most of the time, depending on the wood, I go back over with my gouge and do a final super light cut with my gouge to get a nice finish. I know I always show it at the end, but I don't know if I always show it at when I finish the outside, I show it. I don't know if I always show the one on the inside. I kind of have to get laid in there and get all over it. When I do these voiceovers, I don't write a script or anything. I just kind of sit here and watch the video with you. So most of the time I don't know what I'm saying. seeing this cherry here should be soft enough that I can cut through most of it with my gouge, but like I said, this one fought me. I did not want to get cut out, but it ends up looking great. I actually just packed it for a show I'm doing this weekend and looked at it again and I'm super happy with it. It took me several years of turning before I went and got this carbide tool here. This is it's a big long thing. It's easy turn, I think. They're professional grade, but it's so long that I can stand at the back of my lathe and work. And it saves my back. It's really stable and comfortable. So if you're a turner and you are fighting with the shorter carbides, look and get one of these big long ones. They're a game changer. I've started using them on every bowl I make almost. So this is the final cut that I was talking about where your gouge just makes such a nice smooth cut compared to a carbide tool. And you can almost see it though. You can see how smooth, and even on the resin, you can get the resin like almost to the point where you don't need to sand it. But it's difficult. Alright, everybody's favorite time, the sanding. I truly do mean that. Thank you for watching, especially if you get this far in the video. Oh, the sanding. It's so much fun. Alright, now we're on to the wet sanding. The way I do my wet sanding is I start at 320 and work my way up to 3000. I have a reverse switch on my lathe, luckily, so I sand both directions with each grit. And I've actually found that it makes it so it's a lot easier to keep track of where you're at, how long you've been sanding each grit. But that is just my way. I've done enough bowls to find a good way that I like doing it, and that's the way I do it. This here is Yorkshire grit. Once again, just what I found works and what I like. One thing I like about Yorkshire grit is it doesn't leave a residue. You can pick these up and they're dry, they don't feel soggy. But we are getting towards the end there, so I am going to go ahead and say goodbye. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.